This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Top beer, top beer, top beer.
Hello, once again, Lucha Lushes, and we're here for a wonderful episode of Lucha Undead Top Beer. But what is this? It's a special News of the Brews edition. Unfortunately, I've been feeling slightly under the weather. I'm not feeling up to sampling 3 beers tonight with you guys. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about that issue. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of break down what me and Adrian have been into lately for beers, what we've been drinking, news that we've seen around, different interesting stuff we've seen. We're just going to kind of shoot the shit here for the next half hour or so with you guys. Adrian, how have you been?
Good. So I wanted to actually, it's fitting that we're doing this today because I wanted to talk about, on our last episode we tried dark style beers, as you remember.
Yes.
And I named my top beer the Baba Black Lager from.
Did you really? I thought you didn't like that beer.
No, if you remember, I said that for a beer that you just want to drink like normally, like all the time, that's why I chose that as my top beer for that episode. But what I wanted to say tonight was that so as you remember, I went on a camping trip following, after we did that episode, and I took those 2 beers with me. Mm-hmm. And the one beer that I had, what was it called? I wish I could remember the name of it. It was the Tart of Darkness. That's what it was.
Yes. Fantastic beer by the brewery from out here in Pasadena.
It was really good. I think I enjoyed it more drinking it when I was out in the woods camping than I did when we tasted it on the show. It was like you sort of get used to the tartness and the sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, but you kind of get used to the taste is what I'm getting at. And it, like, the more you drink it, it just tastes better and better each time. And it was a really good beer. And I almost regret not naming that my top beer, but that was a delicious beer. The other one that I had, I can't remember the name of that one now that I think about it.
That was the how can I not remember the name of the brewery? But that was that bourbon barrel aged, strong, dark Belgian style. God, what brewery was that? It was a brewery that I've had beers from before, and I can't remember. Either way, yeah, that I know which one you're talking about. I think the fans probably do as well.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I mean, I prefer Tart of Darkness. I think Tart of Darkness was probably better than that one, but they were so good. And even Sarah, my girlfriend, we were both. She tried it as well, and she really liked it. And I told her, I was like, because she likes wine, and I said, this is pretty much like if beer and wine had a baby. That's what this would taste like, and she did enjoy it. And she doesn't like beer, mind you, so that says a lot. So I just wanted to say that was a good beer, and I really enjoyed it. And another thing I wanted to say was that I'm getting more into Ghost now, Tim. And I think it's thanks to you. I don't know if you saw the other night, I tweeted my top beer for the night was the El Ghost by the Avery Brewing Company here in Colorado.
Yeah, I think that was one of my beers from the Ghost episode, actually.
Yeah, I think it was actually, and I didn't remember that at the time, but I saw it at the store, and I was like, you can buy individual cans from here. Why not try it? And I tried it, and it's really good. It definitely has a sort of a sea salty aftertaste. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
Yeah, if you remember, it's got that sort of sea salty aftertaste, which is not bad. But that's kind of what I come to expect from a Ghost beer, and I really enjoyed that one as well. So that was a pretty delicious beer. I should have bought it. They had a sale at the store I went to. They had them in 6-packs, but I bought an individual can because I just wanted to try it. So good stuff,
yeah,
Tim.
You should have went for that full 6-pack. See, now since we've tried the Ghost, have you found that that's actually a really great beer for when it's a little bit warmer outside?
Oh yeah, no, definitely, because it's kind of like, it's almost like drinking I don't know if this is a good analogy, but it's almost like drinking a margarita like at the beach or something. Do you know what I mean? But if you don't like margaritas, drink a Ghost, because you get the best of both worlds. You get the sort of salty liminess, saltiness, lime flavors from that you would find in a margarita, but you get the added benefit of it being a beer. So, yeah.
That's true. Which is a benefit, as everyone knows. Having a beer is a benefit.
Because I hate drinking margaritas, Tim. I hate it. they're either too sweet or too salty, or just they're just very bland. But this is like the closest thing I can get to drinking that type of a drink, but not actually having to drink it.
No, but I mean, there is something to be said to having that citrus salty flavor. I think it goes really well together.
Yeah.
Then there's also that one that I had, the briny melon, so you get the citrusy, salty, and the melon mixture. It's just the fantastic beer for the summer. I can't believe everybody's not drinking them. I mean, and they're not high alcohol content, so you don't have to worry about getting bombed.
Yeah.
It's just perfect beer for when the weather's hot. But Adrian, what other is there any new kind of interesting habits you've picked up since we started the show? What have you been drinking lately most commonly?
I'm in a weird in-between phase right now because I still enjoy my IPAs, but I also am getting more into the sour stuff, which you introduced me to, which is, I think, is a great thing because it's like I said in the very beginning of the show, I wanted to expand my beer horizons, all right? So but luckily, another beer that I tried lately that was really good, and I also tweeted it as one of my top beers for the night, was the Drumroll APA from Odell Brewing Company. I think you saw that.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, that one is it's if you like IPAs and you like them with the sort of fruity floral type of flavor to it, not too strong, not too like in your face. That really is a perfect beer, and it's a shame that it's a seasonal beer because it's really good. It's not the hoppiness isn't too overwhelming, and neither are the other flavors in it. So I would recommend. It's a shame that I don't think Odell sells it in California, but it's a shame that they don't, because I would love. I think you would enjoy it, because I know we did our IPA episode a few episodes ago when we were in LA, and I tried all those delicious IPAs, and I feel like this reminded me of one of the IPAs that we tried that day. I don't remember the name of it, but it was similar in style and taste to it. So,
from do you remember which place we were at?
It was the brewery we went to in the beach town.
El Segundo.
El Segundo, that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay, and you're saying it was similar to this one?
It's one of the ones we had at El Segundo was similar to the Drumroll APA. Yeah.
Was it that Dad Army?
Probably. I don't remember I couldn't tell you the name of it, but it's somewhere along the lines of like a fruity type, semi-fruity IPA that's,
Oh, okay, yeah, no. Then it wasn't that one. The Dad's Army was that English style, the one that was the English style hops.
Mm-hmm.
So it tasted more like a maybe like something that you would get from like a Samuel Smith, or maybe like a Newcastle would be something you might compare it to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, either way, it was. It's a pretty. I actually have a couple of cans in the fridge right now. That's how good it is. And another thing I want to say is that I'm enjoying drinking beers out of cans now again. I feel like
yeah, right.
It's fun. It's kind of like a fun little thing. It's like driving a Jeep. You know what I mean? A Jeep isn't like a real car. It's just like a fun like toy that you happen to be able to just drive to and from. And that's what drinking out of a can feels like.
Right? You're drinking it straight out of the can. You feel like you're cheating.
Just a little.
Feel
bit,
like you're being a little bit of a rapscallion, but really it's fun.
A rapscallion, I like that.
Speaking of that, I was actually going to talk about me and what I got recently in my last kind of foray.
Yeah.
There's a Whole Foods Express kind of mini market thing out here, because in Eagle Rock there just wasn't the space, or they couldn't figure out a place to build a full Whole Foods, right?
Oh, where is this?
It's in Eagle Rock. Or not Eagle Rock, it's in like Echo Park, Eagle Rock area.
Oh, I never knew there was an area in LA called Eagle Rock. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and so they built it's kind of like somewhere in between Whole Foods and Fresh and Easy, which Fresh and Easy was my jam.
Oh, I love Fresh and Easy back in the day. It's a shame they closed down shop.
I know, it's terrible. But so I head in there, and I knew that they had a decent beer section. They've also got a decent food section, which is nice. But I saw that they had Founders is kind of blown up recently for their distribution. They just have beers all over the place. And they had a Founders 15-pack of cans of their Session IPA. It was called the All Day IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And for a Session IPA, it was fantastic. It had all the flavor that you want for an IPA. Wasn't super strong in the alcohol. Plus the price, I mean, for a 15-pack of them was like $16. So you're like
That's really cheap.
Close to $1 per beer, So I was just like, geez, that's really affordable. That's a fantastic little thing. So I had that for a while. I was really enjoying myself. And another one is the Maui Brewing, coming out of out of Hawaii have been really stepping up their game when it comes to distribution. And I was reading about this online, actually. They're distributing more and more stuff all over the place, it seems. So I've been having their beers, and they come in these really cool cans. They're kind of like the, the Sapporo cans, how they're kind of heavy duty, a little bit thicker metal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? They kind of come in cans like that, but
I think I've seen those. I
can.
didn't know they were like heavier duty metals, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they come in this nice thicker can. They're cans, but they're importing all the way from Hawaii, so they're even about the same price as you pay for the bottles normally.
Wow.
But it's really good stuff coming out of Hawaii. They got the like a coconut porter that's fantastic. Their Big Swell IPA is really good. They've got a Pineapple Mania wheat that's really great. And yeah, now it's available in Chicago. It's available out here in California. It's just, you can get it almost anywhere now.
Yeah. Don't underestimate the more tropical parts of the country. I know when I was at the beer convention last year here in Denver, I went there for work, and I did get to sample. It was a brewery out of Florida, of all places, and they had a delicious, like, sort of a mango flavored beer. It was really good. It wasn't overwhelming with the mango flavors, but it was just enough. You know what I mean?
Oh no, exactly.
So
all right, Adrian. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's cool that you're seeing more of that. I wish I could try more of those type of beers too. So.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're able to, with these cans becoming more popular, they're easily accessible all over the place, trying more and more interesting and cool stuff. But
so logistically, are cans better then for like transport and whatnot, or?
Well, you know what? We'll get into that a little bit more after we take a quick break.
All right, let's do that.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Voice of Ring of Honor's Kevin Kelly here. I want to make sure you're subscribed to all of our great feeds here at Place to Be Nation. Just head to iTunes today and search and subscribe to the Place to Be podcast feed, the PWO PTBN feed, PTBN Pop, and of course the Kevin Kelly Show feed, which includes the full archives of my podcast. Some really great stuff. Subscribe, listen, and then rate us and leave feedback today. Thanks for being a fan of professional wrestling. More importantly, thanks for being a fan and supporter of the Place to Be Nation.
All right, Adrian. So yeah, when it comes to canned as opposed to bottles, number one, they travel easier because you don't have to worry about risking them shattering or breaking or anything like that, right? And then also they protect from the light better, so their storage time is longer. The beers actually stay better longer because they're not getting skunked out from having too much light come through the glass.
Right.
And they're compact for the size. They're usually smaller. You don't see a lot of glass bottles that are, the smaller size, so they're easier. They're taking up less space in containment ships and stuff like that. They're easier to put together. There's a canning truck out here. If you want to, put together bottles, you have to have the full assembly line yourself. Even just capping bottles is tough. Meanwhile, out here, there's a company that a truck comes to your brewery and will can your beers for you while they wait in the parking lot for the day.
That's a thing out there.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
an actual company that does just that. For companies who don't have the money or the resources to invest in the full kind of canning operation to have on site there, they actually will pay somebody else to come in. They just connect to the keg and they start pumping out the cans for you as you wait. There's also the crawler systems that we have in a lot of breweries here now, where they'll do essentially a 1 liter size can that they fill and seal for you from the beer that they've actually brewed there at the brewery that you're at on site. The Stone Brewery out here and the Mumford Brewery both have them, and they're really, affordable. It's like $1. They charge you like $1 for the can. It's, economical. It's quick for them to put together. It's affordable. Everything about it is just awesome, and you can essentially save it then. I've heard anywhere from a month. I've heard people say that they've actually heard of people leaving them sit in the fridge for a month and they taste just the same afterwards. I would never dream of letting a beer sit for that long, even though I do have a bottle that's been in my fridge waiting for a couple months for our good friend Mike D, friend of the show, past guest of the old podcast, and current brewer or brew apprentice. So even he even plays into the beer world now.
Nice.
But I do have a special beer that I've been waiting to share with him once he gets a chance to come out here. But yeah, Adrian, I mean, the can revolution is really making it so, like you said, these beers coming from more tropical and far off lands are more readily available for people all over the world.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, since we've been doing the show and since I've been going to the big liquor store out here that I go to, I'm seeing more and more stuff coming in cans than bottles even. I feel like the store that I go to specifically has a bigger can selection than they do a bottle selection. So That is pretty interesting and really quick. And I'll just share this I'll share this on Twitter later. There's a really cool YouTube channel called Engineer Guy, and he just talks about like how amazing certain like inventions are. For example, the aluminum can. I watched that a while back, and he actually goes into details why the aluminum can is like a great engineering marvel. So yeah. I think I'll tweet that out later so that the fans can watch it, because it actually is. He has a really interesting channel, and that's one of his. That's a really good video of his. So we'll have to share
especially
that.
with the kind of little pop top thing that it's all self-contained, and you're able to open it up, but you have to essentially be intentionally trying to open it.
Yeah.
A can's not going to end up opening up on its own. It's gonna take someone doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's all there, self-contained. It can travel. It can be taken care of. You don't need any extra instruments. You just open it and go. So it really is kind of a modern marvel, if you will. And it never hurts if you're at a liquor store where they have they have a selection of large cans.
Definitely. And it's really funny watching a movie that takes place in the 80s or before, when you see they had the old style cans where it wasn't like a pop top, it was like
a little sticker.
A little sticker type thing, yeah. That's always cool. It would be interesting to go back in those days and like drink a beer out of a can like that, just to be able to open it that way.
I remember those old cans.
Do you really? When you were really young or something?
Yeah, really, really young.
That's
but
funny.
That was a long time ago. And they had the hole was so tiny back then too. It looked like more like a teardrop.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had to have gotten rid of that in the 90s, because I remember growing up and never seeing that, like when I was a kid,
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was definitely gone by the 90s.
It's like there's a certain line when they just stopped, and then they just started with the newer design that we all know and love today.
Exactly.
Really quick.
Oh, hold on. I was going to say... Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to ask you about, what is this beer that you tweeted? It's a picture of you tweeted recently. You're wearing your Stone hat, and you're giving a thumbs up to the camera, and you have a beer bottle in your hand, but I can't tell what it is because I can't see.
Oh, that was another Founders beer.
That's a Founders beer. Okay.
Yeah, that was a Founders. I think it was the Rubella or Rubala. It was a raspberry... just a raspberry flavored malt beverage, it said. So it's kind of like a raspberry flavored malt liquor or ale, and it was really actually fantastic. Super sweet, super good flavor. You could barely even tell it was alcohol almost. Like somewhere in between, like a what do they call it? The malt liquor, but it had like the nice raspberry flavors, and it wasn't super high alcohol, but it packed a wallop. I really enjoyed that one.
Nice.
But Adrian, I was going to say we'll take one more quick break, and then maybe we'll just kind of talk about odds and ends about life. Doesn't even have to be about beer stuff. How's that sound to you?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
All right, we'll be back in just one moment.
Place to be Nation's JT Rosero here. In addition to the archives of the Kevin Kelly Show, we have a ton of great podcasts available to you on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and PlaceToBeNation.com, and we now offer them to you on 2 great feeds. On the Place to Be podcast feed, you can check out Scott Friscolo and me on the Mothership, the Place to Be podcast, with our famous Vintage Vault pay-per-view reviews. PTBN also covers current day wrestling with clotheslines and headlines, main event, Mission Indie Possible, in our monthly pay-per-view reaction shows with immediate feedback on WWE, NXT, and Ring of Honor Super shows. Relive wrestling's past with our monthly pay-per-view rewind series led by Ben Morse, and the Dangerous Alliance Wrestling podcast as we dive into various subjects in the form of exercises and games. All of this in addition to Scott Keith's Podcast of Doom, which includes discussions on questions from listeners, as well as current day and old school wrestling. We also have sports covered too with the Sports Lounge, the TJ McClune Show, and NBA Team Podcast. On our brand new PTB Pop podcast feed, we offer great shows such as the Glenn Butler Podcast Hour Spectacular, Rank and File, Lucha Undead, as well as a veritable podcast heaven for comics fans with the hard-traveling fanboys, Sellers Points, Todd Weber's Conversation, and Imaginary Stories. Subscribe to both feeds on iTunes and be sure to rate and leave feedback as well. All of these shows are available on PlayStation.com, where we cover pro wrestling, sports, movies, comics, plus tournaments and more. Be sure to check out on the right-hand side of the site for details on how to support the site when you shop at Amazon and download our free Place to Be Vintage Vault Refresh ebooks. We also want to thank our friends at Bonehead's Wing Bar in West Warwick, Rhode Island, and Fall River, Massachusetts, and Scott Keith's Blog of Doom. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr as well. PlaceToBeNation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
All right, Adrian. So let's talk a little turkey. Let's me and you catch up. How you been? What have you been up to? What's going on? Still working at the same place? Still living in the same city?
Still here in Denver, working for a different Spanish station out here as the chief photographer, mind you.
Oh, yeah, you told me that you had subordinates now. I was proud of you.
Large and in charge of a handful of people, yeah.
How's that been going? Pretty well?
It's been going pretty well, Tim. I'm not as stressed out as I used to be. There's a good brewery next door, right next door to us, that I've already been to once. I tweeted you, I texted you a picture of their menu, and you were like, "Oh,
is that a new place?" I thought that was because you sent me a picture of a menu from one place pretty regularly. It looked very similar. This is a different place?
You were like, "Oh, that one beer sounds really." I forget what it was that I sent you.
Yeah, it was the GPA, I think.
Yeah, it's called Little Machine Brewing Company. And it's cool where I work because there's a brewery next door. There's like a taco shop next door. There's like all kinds of stuff nearby. We're close to downtown, which is nice because like whenever we do stories downtown, we're in downtown in 10 minutes as opposed to like 30 minutes where I used to work. Closer to home, closer to a lot of stuff, Tim. So I'm enjoying life right now. Making more money and having a good time. What I want to do, and I'll mention this on the show since we're talking about stuff. I want to go there one day and maybe record a little episode or something of me just trying their beers and stuff.
Yeah, you should give it a shot. Why not, huh?
Yeah. So life's pretty good right now. Can't complain too much. What else have I been working on? Have there any film projects lately? It's been a while. I need to contact my buddies and see what's going on with them.
Yeah, you do. You got to get those creative juices flowing.
I did start. I don't know if you saw a VidMe channel. VidMe is like it's like YouTube, but it's not. And I'm just like I'm going to start trying to post regularly every week, just little videos that I work on. I actually posted one. I posted 2 this weekend, as a matter of fact. So I got that going on, and and I don't know if you saw that I did do. I am wanting to start a top beer video or top beer shots video version. So I actually, the beer I mentioned earlier, I did a video of that, the Drumroll APA, so you guys can check that out. I'll retweet that again if you'd like, because I did that like last week, I think. So yeah, trying to keep busy, sometimes you get a lot of time on your hands. You might as well try to do something creative with it.
Yeah, no, I saw the Top Beer Shot video. That's exciting. I think that's definitely a new avenue for us to be dipping our toes into.
Yeah.
People should be looking out for that. What it's at YouTube. Do you have a specific URL? Or
that's on my YouTube. It's just youtube.com/ my YouTube channel is Adrian DE1 number 1. I made it a long time ago, so it doesn't really make much sense. I'll tweet it out again. You'll see it.
Yeah, we'll tweet that out. Everyone will see the link. Go ahead and subscribe to that and check out our sporadic. I'll say for now we don't have a full schedule of the Top Beer Shot videos. What about this camping trip? You went out camping. Are you doing a lot more of this outdoorsman stuff, Adrian? Is that your...
Not too much, but it was a fun camping trip. The only part that sucked was, I have an irrational fear of being eaten by a bear.
So camping is perfect. It's good. It's a good hobby for someone who's afraid of getting eaten by bears.
And then B, it's warm down here, but it's cold up in the mountains at night, Tim. It was like 40 degrees at night.
Did you bring your parka?
No, that's the thing. I didn't bring any jackets or sweaters.
Did you bring La Parka, the chairman?
I wish I would have. We went into town to buy a sweater because I didn't have anything, and even that wasn't enough. Like I slept in my car the last night we were there because it was just that cold.
Oh, look at you! You're such a city boy.
I'm so spoiled, aren't I?
Yes.
Besides that, it was fun. We went on like on a 4-hour hike that day. It was crazy. I was complaining most of it because I was like all tired and lazy, but it was good that we did it. I broke a good sweat that day, Tim.
Yes. And I do want to point out that there's no such thing as an irrational fear of being eaten by bears.
You don't think so?
It's completely rational to be afraid of being eaten by bears because it does happen and it can happen to you.
Yes.
So it's completely rational. Everyone should have a fear of being eaten by bears.
Well, you know what? So, okay, really quick. We're driving in the first day, and we're checking in with the park ranger and stuff, and she's like, oh, so here's a sign, so in case you see a bear, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. And I was like, okay, but what are the chances that a bear might come into camp? She's like, oh, well, we only have 25 bears in the entire park, so... And I'm thinking in my head, 25 bears is a lot. Like, that seems like a lot to me, and she's just acting like it's nothing. And then she said, and plus, our bears, they don't eat that much anyway, so they're not even that big. And I'm thinking in my head, that's not a good thing either, because if they don't eat that much anyway and they see people and food and stuff, like, that's going to want to make them eat. You know?
That's true.
And just because they're not as big as other bears doesn't mean that they're not probably strong as shit, I mean, even a small bear is going to weigh a good 400, 500 pounds.
Yeah, even a small bear would still kick your ass.
I just love that she was trying to downplay the dangers of a bear. And one of the rules is if you see a bear, make noise to scare it away. I'm like, I'm not going to stick around and make noise. I'm gonna.
They tell that to you so that they can hear when the bear's coming, so they get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, so that was fun going into our camping trip to have to do that. Other than that, it was good.
So to start your camping trip, they made you do a bear preparedness course, essentially?
No. She just mentioned it like really quick. She's just like this, and that. All right, here's your thing. Here's your camping ticket. Go. Like that's it. Like it was.
Did
quick.
you guys do any fishing or anything?
No, but you know what? I was thinking next time we go, we should try a little bit of fishing. One of our neighbors that was camping like next to us, like I saw that they had fishing rods and stuff. I was like, that could be fun.
Yeah, fishing's boring as fuck though.
Is it? I thought it was like supposed to
I
be
don't recommend
relaxing.
it.
Like you don't recommend
Yeah,
it?
it's relaxing if you like just sitting around doing nothing all day.
That's pretty much what I do all the time, though, Tim. So.
I guess it's the same difference. I'm not a big fan of being outside. So the thing is, you got to sit around doing nothing outside all day. So it's not relaxing for me.
Right. Oh, and,
But I
and the neighbor that went fishing, I was talking. He helped me start a fire because, of course, I couldn't start a fire. You know.
Well, yeah, you had to sleep inside your car, so of course you don't want to start a fire.
He helped me like get the fire going because we couldn't get it. And then like even then, all the kindling and stuff and the wood wasn't working. So I went back and I bought some lighter fluid. Worked like a charm.
Yeah, well, that's what it's meant for.
And this guy I met, he works for Google and out here in Boulder, Colorado. I guess they have some offices in Boulder. And he's a computer
I
programmer.
like the way you're pronouncing Boulder. You're really putting a lot of emphasis on Boulder.
Well, you got to think about the word Boulder. It's a strong word, so of course you got to say
That's
Boulder,
that's true.
Boulder, Colorado. No, but yeah, we made s'mores. We cooked some hot dogs. We had some soup.
You made s'mores with some random guy that you just met who
No.
claimed to work for Google?
I've moved past this. Sorry. So
okay.
later that night we made s'mores and had hot dogs, and the next night we had soup and stuff for dinner. And that delicious Tart of Darkness beer that I mentioned earlier. It was really good. It was perfect.
What about that?
Tim.
Oh, it was Joseph James. That was the brewer.
Joseph James, yes. And
what about that bad boy? Did you drink that as well?
Oh, I drank that the first night, and then the second night
Nice.
I had the Tart of Darkness, and we took a cooler with ice in it to keep it cold, obviously. And I was worried that the ice was all going to melt, but considering how cold it got up there at night, it was not a problem at all.
Yeah, I bet you felt foolish once you realized how cold it was.
Oh yeah, no, I felt really foolish. I don't recommend going camping in the mountains without a sweater or a jacket of some kind, you know?
No, yeah, 100%.
So.
Well, I got sick going to PWG Bola over the weekend, and that's why I'm still kind of under the weather now.
Yeah, so how did you get sick? Like, how does that happen when you go to a show?
So that's what we'll talk about, because I talk about the show so much on all the other podcasts, you know?
Yeah.
So if you want to hear me I'm on Suppressa S Lucha this week, and I'm also on This Week in Wrestling that's probably coming out like the day before this comes out. So if anyone wants to go hear my report from Bola itself from the matches and the wrestling side, go listen to that. But this is obviously Top Beer, and we're on the PTBN Pop network, so we don't talk about wrestling here. We'll talk about how I got sick. Well, Adrian, the way you get sick at PWG is I get sick almost every time I go to these shows. It's because you're in a tiny room filled with about 400 to 500 people, not stopping to wash my hands enough, not bringing my hand sanitizer with me because they won't let you bring it inside.
Oh, God.
And at the end of the weekend, my throat's always sore from yelling and stuff, right? But I don't think about it that my throat is also sore from being sick. It usually takes. What's funny is after the show's over, it always takes about 3 days for me to realize that I'm also sick. I'm always like, well, my throat hurts from yelling, but whatever. But then I'll realize, oh, you know what? This isn't just yelling throat hurt. This is I got sick throat hurt. So it also didn't help that my buddy who came out from Vegas, he said that he was sick. So I'm pretty sure he's the one who got me sick, just because I'm riding around in the car, sitting next to him every night for 3 nights. Fortunately, fortunately, Bola is an amazing 3-night event. So I essentially went to, one show that's like 3 hours long on Friday, then another show that's like 3 hours long on Saturday, and then on Sunday we go to essentially a 6-hour show. So every night I'm sitting next to a guy who's got a cold. He also was sleeping in our living room, so I'm pretty sure that's how I got sick.
And you give me shit when I give you shit about being sick all the time, and this is why. This is why I'm always saying that you're sick, because you're always sick.
I'm really not, though. I mean, I've been sick for 3 or 4 days.
So you don't have a cold. You just have your throat and your
yeah. There's gunk coming out of my throat and my head is a little congested.
Well, also you work in a pharmacy in a hospital, so that probably doesn't help either, right?
I stay away from the patients pretty much in my job, so I'm not really around sick people too often.
Yeah, because
And then the people that I'm around they're usually sick with things that aren't contagious, like cancer and pneumonia and stuff.
I wonder if there's also something to be said about living in a big major city like you do, where there's just people everywhere all the time, and maybe it's just easier to get sick because there's always people around.
Well, and the reason why I don't get sick except for the PWG weekends is because I usually wash my hands and sanitize my hands regularly.
Right.
But it's really tough there because they usually run out of soap by the end of the first night.
But sanitizer can actually be counterproductive. You know that, right?
That's not true.
That's
but
what,
I know
for what I've heard.
Know what people say, but it's not true.
Look, I wash my hands as often as I should, but I don't ever use sanitizer, and I rarely ever get sick. Like, when was the last time that you were sick? Like, when was the last time you were like actually sick that you recall?
I don't know. I can't remember. Like years ago.
Really, years ago? You haven't had like you had
yeah,
to
like
take a day off of
actually
work?
sick. No, I haven't taken a day off of work for the entire time I've worked at Kaiser, and I've been there almost 4 years.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. I don't get sick. I get like a little bit of a cold from going to the PWG show. That's it.
Right.
And like I said, that's because I wash and sanitize my hands regularly.
Right, and then you're around all these dirty people, I guess, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, it's because I don't get a chance to wash my hands as frequently when I'm there. But no, washing your hands is more important than sanitizing your hands, but also sanitizing your hands helps.
I never do that, and I'm fine. You know?
But you just want to do both. Especially for me, because I'm surrounded by stuff that could get you really sick.
That's what I'm saying, because you work in a hospital and shit.
Right, but like I said, it's not as bad.
Not as bad?
Where I'm at. If I was an inpatient, it's even worse.
Right. I'm just glad I don't work in a hospital in any capacity, because I feel like I would just be sick and grossed out all the time at everything, because I can't stand like the idea of vomiting. I don't like watching people vomit unless it's like in a comedy show or something, but like in person, like I hate that. It grosses me out, you know?
Who would like seeing people vomit? I don't even like it in a comedy setting. That's not funny.
Well, I just mean that like I don't like it because it makes me kind of want to vomit too, because it's like a trigger. It grosses me out to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how you do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't work in a hospital. It's just too much. I don't think I could handle it. And all the horror stories I've read about what it's like working in a hospital, and just no thanks, not for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I don't blame you, and you know what? Maybe you're just not cut out for it, buddy.
No, I mean it's not for.
It's not for everybody, right?
Not for everybody. I mean, you probably wouldn't like working in the news business. I don't think you would enjoy that very much.
I think I would dislike the people more than anything.
Yeah.
From all the news anchors that you've worked with that I've hung out with, I never really liked any of them.
Yeah, no, I can't really blame you for that.
Yeah, they have a certain personality traits that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah. People who want to be on TV just have a certain thing about them. It's like, well, if they want to be on TV, they're probably a bit of a narcissist, you know?
It's true.
To be fair.
All right, Adrian, so I guess we'll take one more quick break, and then we'll come back to close it out.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's do it.
All right.
This is Parv, and I'm here to tell you to listen and subscribe to the Pro Wrestling Only Place to Be Nation podcast network. That's the PWO PTBN podcast network, where you'll find a ton of in-depth shows done by hardcore fans. We've got Chris Zellner's 1-2 punch of Exile on Bad Street, and with David Bixenspan, a smash hit Between the Sheets. We've got Wrestling Culture with Dylan Hales and Dave Musgrave, Goodwill Wrestling and the reaction shows with Good Old Will from Texas. We got This Week in Wrestling with my man Pete and Johnny Sorrow, Stephen Graham and Tim Livingston's Pro Wrestling Super Show, Tag Teams Back Again with Kelly and Marty Sleaze, and a ton of other great shows too. And of course there's Titans of Wrestling and Where the Big Boys Play with yours truly and some dude from down south called Chad. PWO PTBN Podcast Network.
All right, Adrian, so as per our usual, we like to come back and close out the show with our top beers, but it seems like this week we don't have top beers, so let's talk about, let's get our hopes up and talk about what we think is going to be our future top beer, or even our future shot. So, Adrian, what do you have lined up? What's your next shot going to be?
I
Or
have a beer.
What are you thinking of?
Oh, you're going to like this, Tim. It's a beer that it's like a raspberry type of flavored ale or something, but here's the kicker, Tim. It's gluten-free. Gluten-free beer. Yes, sir. I'm excited to try that. I read the label. It sounds delicious, and I honestly cannot wait to share that with you guys.
That sounds exciting, actually.
does.
I cannot believe you're going all out there.
Well,
For me, because I don't actually have my beer for our next shot ready, I was excited to try I think I'm either going to go for, there's a lemon radler, or like a lemon ginger radler that I saw that I'm really interested in. We had talked about doing a radler episode, so maybe that'll be a way to dip our toes into the water and talk about it. Or maybe I'll go and get one of those Maui Brewing Company beers that I was just talking about earlier. If I was going to do anything, it would probably be their coconut porter. Seems to be their best. So I would say one of those is going to end up being my shot for the next one.
And that's from Maui, huh?
Yeah, it's from Hawaii. I don't know if it's actually from Maui.
Yeah, we should just go to Hawaii and do a whole episode there and try all their beers.
We should do a Hawaii beer episode.
How awesome would that be? Oh, you mean like actually just like from breweries in Hawaii?
Yeah, like we go to Hawaii and only drink Hawaiian beer.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could do that too. Yeah.
All right. Well, as always, we want to remind everyone that the most important things in life are the 3 Bs, right? Which is good beer, good buds, and good banter. Good night.